morning, everybody. It's Marg with Creative Stamping with Marg. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Today I've got, I was inspired by a card that we did at an Edmonton event in a shoebox swap. So another demonstrator had designed this card, and I just thought it was really a good one to use up. Strips of DSP. So this one uses 2-inch strips of DSP. 3 different DSPs I'm going to use today. So I am using the Earthen Textures, it's called Earthen Elegance paper. I was thinking textures. And these are the 3 patterns that I'm using out of that package. This one, and this one. They're all 2 inches wide and in different lengths, of course. So this one is this is the DSP, 2 inches by 4 3/4, 2 inches by 3 3/4, and 2 inches by 2 3/4. Now she also used cardstock behind them. So the cardstock is just that 1/4 inch bigger. So 2 1/4 by 3. So that's going to go, I am using Moody Mauve cardstock, one of our new in colors. 2 1/4 by 4 and 2 1/4 by 5. So you're just going to have that little edge of color behind. All right. Now, as you can see, those 3 pieces could be put in many, many ways on front of your card. The card base I'm using today is thick, very vanilla, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. It is going to be a side fold like this. And we are going to put these on, but I thought it's pretty stark, this contrast here, and it looked even kind of worse on white. So I decided I would take a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch piece of pretty peacock cardstock, and I put it through one of the basic 3D embossing folders, which I think I used last week also. It sort of has that crosshatch look to it. So I'm going to put that on, and that will break up that, make it darker background. So it's going to look like that. So we will start with, sorry, I've lost something on the floor here. We will start with putting this piece onto the front of our card, and then we'll do our rearranging of our pieces, our strips that we're going to put on. So I just need some glue on this, and remember, this is embossed, so you need a good bit of glue to make it stick down onto your card front. So this is just giving you that 1/8 of an inch border around, which I like, just a little bit of a border like that. All right, so then we will, I'll just put this to the side. We will attach our pieces down to our cardstock, and then we can do some arranging. So this cardstock could also have been cut just the 1/8 of an inch. It's actually the 1/4 inch around, so it's a bit wider piece, but that's okay. Depends on the look you want, I guess. This paper has lots of different colors on it. So the back sides are very interesting also. This is very pretty paper. Very earthy, I guess, hence the name. And it is in the annual catalog. All right, so we get those 3 pieces glued together, just like that. And now the big decisions come. How do you want to lay these pieces out? So I'll move this so we can sort of play with it a bit. So this piece, of course, won't go this way. It's too long, so it has to go this way. And you can put it any way you want. In the middle, this one here, like that, if you like. And this one maybe here, giving it just a little bit of a, You don't have to lay them that way. They can be laid differently, of course. Any way you wanted to configure this. This could even be laid this way. I think I like it like that only because it sort of staggers it. Then I took a piece, I also have some other things. The greeting's going to go on here. I took a piece of vellum and I scored it. And so it gave it some ridges on it. And I cut it out with the second largest sort of rounded edge rectangle that comes in, what are these ones called? Nested Essential dies. I cut it out of this one here, right there. And so it has nice round corners. And it just, I thought, that's interesting. It just kind of fits here. And I thought it kind of muted that color a little bit. Then with the Nested Essential dies again, I've taken the second smallest banner, that one there, and I cut it out of Very Vanilla. And using Bottled Happiness stamp set, I stamped it with Sending a Little Message in Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to put that as my message on there, the greeting. Now I thought that looked a little bare, so I have with linen thread, I've made a triple bow, and I thought that could just be tucked under the end there, and I thought that sort of finished it off. All right, so we need to put these all together, so I'm going to move pieces out of the way so that we can get them down. I like this configuration. Not sure if I like this longer piece on top of that or underneath. Let's try it this way and see what I think of that. Do I like the Moody Mo showing more or the pattern showing more? I kind of think I like it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So this piece gets glued down. Now, there is quite a lot of layers in this card, as you can tell. So it is a bit bulkier. Don't know if you would want to use too many dimensionals on it because it might be just too thick. But that could be your call on that. Put this one right down here. But it's a good use of a 2-inch strip pieces of paper. So I will put this one down. And again, like I say, you could lift maybe this layer with dimensionals if you wanted. Entirely up to you. But there is quite a bit of thickness and weight. It's quite weighty now with all those layers. All right, so now remember when we're using vellum, you can't put glue all along the back of the vellum because it'll show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my greeting right to the vellum, and then I'll be able to turn the vellum over, and then I will know where to put the... I'm just thinking, sorry, I wanted to put this bow here, so I'm thinking maybe I won't put it right to the very edge. Put it just like this. And with the stripes on here, we can see that it's nice and straight. So there, that's glued on. And now when I go to glue this down, I will just put my glue right behind the greeting on the vellum. And that will hold it in place. Just like that, and you have to give it a minute to set. And then I think I will just take a glue dot to put my bow down. So take my glue dot, and I might need to roll it a little bit just to have it somewhat smaller. So just rolled it in half a little bit, put it on the back of my linen thread and pull it off like that. And then I'm going to just stick it right here, I think. There, I like the way that looks. There. So that is a very quick and easy layout. And again, I've got a couple of other cards to show you, my inspiration card and then another card that I made. And you can see how you could arrange these all very different ways on here. So on the inside, being that it is thick, very vanilla, I'm not going to put another layer here, but I took the Stylish Shapes dies, and this, oops, not this one, sorry, this banner die, I took it and I cut a couple of different pieces, one of Moody Mauve and one of the DSPs, and I just cut them different lengths. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just attach them on the inside of my card, just maybe like that. So I might glue them together first, just along this edge, like that, and stagger the banner part of them a little bit so they're just like that. I think that looks good. And I will take my paper snips and just cut that off, that piece right there, make them the same on the end, and then I'm going to glue that right in here. Just something a little bit different for the inside. And I thought, because of my greeting being so simple, sending a little message, it could be just a card with a little letter in it that I'm sending. It could be a birthday card. It could be used for many different occasions. So I didn't have anything to put on the inside at this point, but I thought that made it very versatile, that it will be usable. So there's our card, and the inside like that. Again, you can, you know, stamp your greeting. You could put a piece of DSP along the bottom, like I often do, and decorate your envelope, of course, with DSP. So that was that one. All right, this was my card that we did in the shoebox swap. Put this out of here. So this one, I can't give credit to the person because I don't remember who it was. We just moved around tables and we didn't necessarily know whose card we were doing, but she used the Bright and Beautiful paper. So you can see it here. So 3 different pieces, exactly the same as mine, same size. She used this greeting, which I thought was great. She also has another piece of paper on cardstock underneath here. So this is quite a weighty card, and the inside was just plain. But that was my inspiration card, I guess. And you can see how she arranged her pieces. Then I did another card. This is retired paper. This one is done on Night of Navy cardstock, and I don't have another layer underneath the 3 pieces. But there's 3 pieces of DSP from the same package of retired paper and greeting. And then opened it. So because it didn't have an extra piece here, it's not quite as heavy. So I put an extra piece of DSP along the back with my white piece on there, and I stamped a stamp from the stamp set there. And there's that one. So again, they're arranged a little bit differently. You can see that this second piece I tucked under the first piece because I wanted that first piece to show because of the design that's on the DSP I really liked. So there's 3 cards. Now these ones, they open differently, of course. They are 5.5 by 8.5 card bases. Open that way. So there you go. There's 3 different cards done with the same layout, and I can see possibilities for that layout. All kinds of possibilities, and of course, you could, like I said, use a smaller border of cardstock around your DSP if you wanted, but I think they all turned out great, and it's a quick and easy one, and quite often we have strips of our designer series paper left over, and these are just 2-inch strips, which is, you know, pretty amazing. So that's our card for today. Another quick and easy one with an easy layout, very versatile layout. I think you can use it for almost any kind of a card. So I hope you have fun with that one. And if you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you would like to see my Tuesday videos and have them come up on your, giving you a reminder, please subscribe. And I hope everybody has a super week.